Imagine if it's Maria, bruh. Fucking cliffhangers. A gunshot rang out from Tateno's gun, but it was a wild shot fired reflexively as the weapon flew out of his hand. A figure had leapt from behind the water. Fucking Kanan! Bruh, coming in the clutch. A figure had leapt from behind the water storage tank, kicking him in the hand and the arm that held the gun. Then, moving almost too fast for the eye to track, the newcomer delivered on an elbow strike to Tateno's jaw. Kyle didn't even have the chance to fire his gun. Before he could react, Maria's kidnapper was already laid out on the ground. Fucking, I'm out! Without so much as looking back, the girl bolted down the stairs. Maria counter-shotted. He started to chase after her, but a bright glimmer in the corner of his eye stopped him in his tracks. A fucking knife. Bitch, what? The strange assailant had drawn a knife and was preparing to slit the unconscious Tateno's throat. Kano quickly brought up his gun back to bear. Stop right there. The knife stopped a mere millimeters from Tateno's neck. Kano was sure that if he hadn't intervened, the detective's throat would have been slit already. The knife wielder pulled back the hood that had been concealing her face. I know you, Kano said, shocked to see that he recognized the attacker. Do you now? Ooh! It was the girl who'd been knocked down by the minivan explosion. Why stop me? She asked, her tone ice cold. Weren't you just about to shoot him yourself? I don't have a reason to shoot him anymore. Not that you've helped Maria escape. Please put the knife away. Very well. Looks like he's not waking up for a while anyway. Maria has the most self-preservation out of all of them, and that's saying something. Bye. Okay, we will see you in a bit, Kilo. Queen. The girl withdrew the knife and rose to her feet. Why did you come to Maria's rescue? Because she's my friend, the girl said simply. She's been infected with a virus, Kano said. We have to get her to help as soon as possible. He headed for the stairs and Maria had scampered down. Not so fast, don't move. The girl's sharp tone made Kano stop. What for? He demanded. I thought you wanted to help. I do want to help her, which is why I'm not letting the police get their hands on her. The girl's voice was quiet, but as hard as steel. The police are afraid of the UA virus spreading, which is why they'll certainly place Maria into quarantine. If that happens, there won't be any way to save her. Just who in the world are you? Before I answer that, let's make a deal. Kano waited non-committal. I have information relevant to this case, the girl continued. I want to make an exchange. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. An exchange for what? Tell me where Hitomi Osawa is. Hitomi Osawa? Stanley had taken Hitomi into custody. Kano could probably get in touch and ask him where she was, but... Why do you want to know where Hitomi is? Do we have a deal or not? The girl looked like she was in no mood to argue. Still, as she knew about the UA virus, she was probably telling the truth about having information. But it was a violation of police policy to leak information on any investigation to a third party. Who gives a fuck now? Welcome back, Will. The photos of this are just really good. Besides, was it wise to trust this young woman without knowing who she was? Kano weighed his options for a moment before replying. I'll tell you. Kano agreed. The girl gave a tiny nod. But first, what's your name? Kanan. Kanan? Kano thought back to the grisly scene at the Foreign Syndicate's hideout. Did she do that? He was almost afraid to wonder. There was still a lingering trace of the adolescence in the strange girl's face. It was hard to believe someone so young could be a covert Middle Eastern operative. And yet Kano had seen how quickly she'd been able to render Tateno unconscious. Alright then, guess I'll go first, Kanan began. There's someone out there trying to get their hands on the antiviral drug. My objective is to eliminate this person and to put a stop to their plan. Kano felt neither surprise nor horror at her use of the term eliminate. After all that had happened today, he realized his sensibilities had gone numb. This person you're after, you're talking about an arms dealer named Alfred, aren't you? Kanan nodded. The UA virus has been weaponized and tested several times on the battlefield to great effect, she said. The antiviral would render this weapon wholly ineffective. Countries the world over are dying to get their hands on it. Then why did Alfred orchestrate this kidnapping? If the goal is to get the antiviral, why not just steal it from the laboratory? There's a whole lot about this kidnapping case that still didn't add up. Kano was sure Alfred's plan was hidden in those baffling details. Lab security at Okashi Pharmaceutical is practically perfect. The place is under surveillance 24 hours a day. Getting to where the antiviral is stored requires bypassing 3 sophisticated electronic locks. Damn, she really got the information. Getting the antiviral out is impossible. Unexpectedly, a sly grin appeared on Kanan's face. If you outfired, how would you steal it? She asked. Huh? Kanan was taken aback by the sudden question. He thought good and hard about how to answer. There must be a way to get those locks unopened, right? Not possible, Kanan said, shaking her head. And you can trust me on that. Lock breaking is my specialty. Security must be tougher than Kanan had thought. Still, there are ways. They're just very indirect ways. Kanan paused before continuing in an ominous tone. 6 days ago, Alfara injected Hitomi Osawa with the UA virus. Nani? The tale had taken a sudden and a very unexpected turn. I was just saying you can get those things open. I didn't mean by lockpicking, but whatever. So, it wasn't only Maria who had been infected, but Hitomi as well. Yeah, we knew that. We knew this. And 60 days ago at that. Wait, hold on. Hitomi Osawa was perfectly healthy earlier today. So that must mean... Exactly. Kenji Osawa administered the antiviral to her. An unsettling thought occurred to Kano. It was supposed to be impossible for Osawa to access the antiviral all by himself. But if he had been able to give it to his daughter all the same, then that had to mean... He needed Mamoru Tanaka's help to do it, of course, Kanata said. Which is why Alfara bribed Tanaka ahead of time. So that's what happened. Tanaka had been paid off to inject Hitomi with the virus. Getting Osawa to take action at that point wouldn't have been difficult. My god, yeah. Almost 7 hours. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Why go to such lengths to get the antiviral administered to Hitomi? Why would Alfara have Hitomi infected with the virus only to have her father cure it? It's been roughly a week since she was given the antiviral. DDS is still in her body. The what? Essentially, taking blood from Hitomi would now be allowed someone to extract minuscule amounts of the antiviral. Kana was stunned. Suddenly, all these seemingly unrelated threads were beginning to form a pattern. Oh shit, we've been kind of seeing that throughout this entire last few hours. Love for Christy, thank you. So, since getting the antiviral itself out of the lab was an option, Alfred must have thought of using a human vessel, he murmured. Which means that thing that Alfred's really after is... Kanan nodded. Yes, Hitomi's blood, she finished. Alfred specifically requested that Hitomi makes the ransom handoff, Kanan said. Additionally, the crime syndicate was hired to carry out a relay with the attaché case containing the ransom money. This would disrupt the investigation to distract the police, allowing the kidnappers to target Hitomi in secret. Wait, no, hold on. There was something about this story that still made no sense to Kano. Tell me this, he said. Why not just kidnap Hitomi in the first place? That was the key question right there. Why kidnap Maria instead? If Alfred wanted Hitomi's blood, abducting her, not her sister, was the obvious move. Had the kidnappers mistaken Maria for Hitomi? The two girls were twins after all, so it wasn't conceivable, but it's my fault that Maria's kidnapped. Kanan looked away. Thank you, Rita, for the host. Thank you so much. I contacted her before all this started. I told her about the kidnapping plan, and I gave her a GPS beacon to give her to her sister so that I could track Hitomi's location after she was abducted. But my plan backfired. Maria switched places with Hitomi and let herself get taken by Alpard. What the hell? Why had Maria taken this to the police? Or if she was so determined to protect her sister, why not just get her to leave town or something like that? There must have been some sort of accident, though. Kanan continued. The GPS was never turned on after the kidnapping, and I wasn't able to track Maria down. But there was something that even Alfard had counted on. Kanan cast a glance over at Tateno. This person right here, she said. So Tateno had disrupted Alfard's plans by going after Hitomi himself. Considering where it's all led, Kanan continued, Alfard must be panicking right about now. No problem, Christy. Oh, hearts. Oh, the heart. You guys are gonna make me fucking cry. Why do you guys support me so much? Fuck, I love you all. Alphard must be panicking now. Right now, but we can't let our guard down. We can't let down our guard. Even now, I'm sure the mastermind is thinking of some way to fit what this man has done into the master plan. So it's a perfectly imperfect plan. Is that what you're saying? Why the fuck do you think I support you? Precisely. Oh no. Kanan flashed Kano a approving grin. I heard that from Stanley, Kano said. The man who drove you to the hospital earlier. We love you too. Aw. That case officer, huh? Because you're awesome, Chris. Yeah! Case officer. So that was it. Stanley was CIA? Now that Kano thought about it, all made sense. Since Alphard is an arms dealer with worldwide connections, I don't know what nation might be trying to obtain the antiviral. Obviously, any country that has the viral weapon would want to prevent their enemies from obtaining it. But I haven't been here very long, but you seem to be really kind. Oh, thank you, Wona. I've been told that. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Wona. I appreciate it. It's no huge surprise that people are butting in trying to put a stop to Alphard's plans. Oh, beep 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 beep. What? A tiny beeping sound caught Kaido's attention. They need to hurry up. She is Walnut. Oh, Kanan pulled a PDA from her breast pocket. Personal digital assistant. Interesting. The GPS I gave to Maria has just been powered on. Now I can find her location. Where is she? She's on the move. But why is the GPS suddenly active now? Kanan frowned. Anyway, I told you what I know. Now tell me what Hitomi is. Alright. Kanan got out his phone and called Stanley. The American was quick to pick up. What's going on? Where's Hitomi? We're on our way to Endo Electronics in Dogenzaka. Endo Electronics, why are you going there? Kano was familiar with the dilapidated old storefront. Christy is the best. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck, I should do that. I hurt my lungs. My voice box, like, nope. He had passed by the place countless times. Too long of a story. There's a lot that's happened, Stanley replied. How are things on your end? About as bad as they could be, but I'm getting closer to the truth. Please make sure you keep Hitomi safe. Alphard is after her blood. Her blood? Kano told Stanley what he heard from Kanan. I see, so that's what they're going on. So that's what's going on. Once we're finished with things in Dogenzaka, I'll bring Hitomi right back to the precinct. Oh, the hearts. No, oh my god. Where is she? Did you not fucking hear me? Endo Electronics. She's on her way to an electronics store in Dogenzaka. I see. Kanan checked Maria's location on her PDA. First, I need to get to Maria, she said. I'll get to Hitomi after that. I'm going with you. Be my guest. With that, Kanan was off and running. Kano took one last glance at the unconscious Titano, then hurried after Kanan as fast as he could. The rain from South Station, that's a station in Boston. Oopsie. From South Hill and Nenpadai toward Shibuya Station. As it darted and weaved madly through the narrow side streets, Kanan took an occasional glimpse at a PDA. It felt to Kanan like they must be taking the shortest possible route to Maria's location. He stayed quiet, keeping pace as Kanan led the way. Before he knew it, they were heading up Dogenzaka, and not too long they'd be at Endo Electronics. Hey, Kano called up to Kanan. What? She shouted back without turning. Are you sure this is the right area? Are you doubting the GPS? Can I see the GPS unit? Kano peered over Kanan's shoulder and saw that the GPS was indeed pointing in the direction they were headed. They weren't just running around at random, nor was the unit broken. Huh. Endo Electronics is right up ahead, he said. What? Kanan stopped abruptly. What are you suggesting? The twins are heading for the same location. That's my guess. Maria! Oh! Why did they not handcuff Titano's hands behind his back? Because plot. No idea. Both answers are valid. Still, what did that actually mean? Kano hadn't figured that out yet. Interesting. They took off running again. Before long, Endo Electronics came into view. Kanan stepped in front of the shop door. Right here, she said, glancing at her GPS. I knew it, Kano thought. And electronics, the same place Tomi wasn't headed. Guess we're all winding up together, Kanan said. Or else we've been brought together. She peered keenly at the building and its surroundings. Kana swallowed hard. We? You think you've been roped into this too? Quite possibly. Kana flashed a winning smile, then started to head into the shop. Hold on, I need to report into HQ. Kano hurriedly called Kuze in a cell. If you're liking what you're seeing on this stream, feel free to hit that follow button. Thanks, Nightbot. Kano, what's going on? I've located Maria Osawa. Huh? Was it? Kuze's words came out as a surprise and childish yelp. Yo, fucking now, the Cane Man's gonna come here. Teteno! Come on, Kanan's smile turned into a steely glare. Time is crucial. He nodded and silently backed her. Kana, what's the location? Kuze asked. Where are you? I can't say right now, sir. Please just leave this to me. Hey, now just hold on. Oh, good thing he didn't say it. But Kana ignored the director's squawking and hung up. Kanan had already entered the shop. She seemed wholly unconcerned by the idea that she might be playing right into Alphard's hands. Nightbot always got your back. My name is Midnight Wolf on YouTube with a picture of me as my icon. Huh? I think you're subscribed to me. I'm not sure. You may love her. Despite her years, she clearly thought of herself as quite capable. Warily, he followed after her. After navigating a veritable cavern of junk, they came to a door that led to the living area beyond. Kanan quietly opened the door and immediately stepped inside. The home was divided into a dwelling area and a workroom. A man's voice could be overheard from the workroom, raised in anger. Don't you want to save Suzune? Kano and Kanan crept closer. Bruh. Peering through the next doorway, they saw a tense confrontation in progress. The fuck was that noise? No! Oh my god. Maria and Stanley were standing there. Oh! And a middle-aged man who had restrained Hitomi with a stun gun pressed her throat. Dad, of course I want to help Suzune. A young man stepped into view, speaking to the older fellow, who died. Do you think this is what she would want you to do? Kana watched intently, tensing for action. There was so much at risk here. He was about to barge into the workroom when Kanan grabbed him by the shoulder. Let's wait and see how this goes first, she whispered. He realized that this was good advice. If they provoked the older man, things could very well take a sharp turn for the worse. They just have to hope the young man could talk him down. Oh god. Here we go. I can't do it yet. Fuck, are you serious? Keep out. Watch get the keep out motherfucking out. Wait. Yep. Fucking course. Of course. Key up my asshole. So let's see what the time chart is saying. TV news continued to report on how Mamoru Tanaka had been killed in the minivan explosion. What? What does this mean? Chiaki blinked in confusion. I mean, Hana told her herself the van explosion was her father committing suicide, didn't she? What a fucking liar she was. The only explanation I can think of, Norikawa replied, is that Hana was lying. What a fucking bitch! Who lies about that shit? I mean, if he was killed in a minivan, a disgraceful way to die. He scratched his head as he considered the situation. But why? Chiaki said. Uzi let out a snort. Well, it would seem Mr. Toyama had her lie in order to deceive us. What an upstanding individual using his own dog to buy himself some time. Norikawa wanted to yell at the guy, but he managed to hold his tongue. The important thing was that Toyama was still alive, and if he's still alive, then there was still a way to save Heaven Publishing. They'll get the current issue out on time, with a big scoop waiting in the wings for the issue after that. Everything is wrapping into a nice little bow. From there on out, it should be smooth sailing. Well, no matter, Ozu said. Seeing as Mr. Toyama isn't dead after all, we'll just wait here for him. He sat back down on the sofa. I don't think that's gonna happen. But Sagawa leaned threateningly towards Chiaki. Hey, he snarled. You sure don't know where the guy's hiding out? I don't, Chiaki shot back. Even if I did, I'd never tell you. Say what now? He leaned in even closer just as he stood on her tiptoes in defiance, and their foreheads collided with a dull thud. Both reeled back, clutching their heads in their hands. Ah, fuck. Just calm down, Chiaki, Minorikawa said as he began rooting through Toyama's desk. For now, I'm just going to look for clues to where Toyama might have been, or might have gone. You just focus on working on your article. Oh, Ozzy raised an eyebrow, getting all cooperative all of a sudden, I see. I wanted to change up the plan for next month's issue, and I can't do that without the editor-in-chief's approval. What Minorikawa was actually looking for, however, was a back issue of the 4-star General Gossip. He was pretty sure the article on Osawa had been printed in the magazine's inaugural issue. If he could find that scandalous piece that the scientists had asked for, he'd also be able to help get his big lead about the power balance of the world being at stake. Gotta go dinner and BRB. Are you gonna see Afro Asian again? I hope fucking not. God. If you could get that, not only would that be the next month's issue be sure thing, it was also good bet that sales figures would go through the roof. He found a file folder full of early material and quickly flipped through it. It didn't take him long to find the article. Floundering Okishi Pharmaceutical arranges marriage of political convenience. The large headline practically jumped off the page. Minorikawa quickly read over the story. The basic gist of it was this. The corporate director Okishi Pharmaceutical had sacrificed his daughter in order to keep a researcher named Kenji Osawa on board. The daughter, however, had previously been dating another man. That must have been what Osawa wanted to look into. The guy his wife had been dating before they were married. It should be easy enough to just ask whoever had written the article. Minorikawa's gaze jumped to the end of the piece, looking for the writing credit. The piece had been written by Toyama himself. Hey, ain't she done yet? Sagawa yelled. Tell us where Toyama is already. Yeah, Minorikawa thought we're going to need to do something about these guys. I'm still looking into it, he said. Just hold on. He made a show of opening and closing various desk drawers. The drawers themselves were packed with a jumbled mess of electric and gas bills. Fuck! Noodle house delivery menus and the like. Look faster, Sagawa growled. For now, Minorikawa decided you better butt up this guy. Maybe you could mollify this guy by having some noodle soba for dinner. Hey, you guys hungry? I was thinking of ordering some soba. Man, this ain't no time for that, Sagawa snarled. Besides, we just had some soba anyhow. And ugh, it was awful. Don't talk about noodles. Sagawa launched to a shadow boxing session as if trying to punch out the provider of his disappointing soba. This guy clearly had zero capacity for sitting still. Minorikawa had found the back issue of the gossip he was looking for. Still, he needed Chiaki's article though, and she wasn't quite finished yet. He had to buy some more time. By the way, he said to Sagawa, are you familiar with SOS? SOS? The thug paused with mid-jab. Yeah, SOS. I was planning on interviewing them later today. Here they're some pretty tough guys. Only one of them who'd be able to give me a fist fight would probably be the Achi Endo. Except I say here he's left the gang. Calling out Afro Man is Alfard, probably. Aha, really now? Heard anything else interesting? Sounds like nowadays they're being run by some guy named Susumu. The Susumu rang a bell. Those two young punks who've been arguing after the van explosion had mentioned him. Seems like SOS is in a pretty rough state since Achi left though, Sagawa added. Minorikawa didn't miss a beat. Welcome back, Hilo. What do you mean, rough state? Back in the day, they were all goody two-shoes, never shake folks down or steal any of that stuff. Guess their founder Achi hated that sort of thing. But now that he's out, a lot of rough and tumble, hot-blooded types have been signing up with them. Smart move is not to get involved with SOS nowadays, really. Hard to find a security a bunch around here when there's a lot of them together. And their main hangout, that's the Inferno, yeah? Yeah, over in Harajuku. Blah. Man, you've been listening out on the streets? What gives? Harajuku, huh? Minorikawa smiled to himself and Fredo's location practically fell into his lap. Suddenly, Sagawa's eyes went wide. Aha! So that's where Toyama is. Wait. Nah, no way. A coward like him would go to a place like that. Chiaki looked up from her keyboard. Look, can you please shut up? No, you shut up. Welcome back, kitty. That's my phone. Minorikawa pulled his cell out of his pocket. It was Toyama. It was Toyama's name on the incoming call screen. Minorikawa's heart skipped a beat. Toyama, where are you? He blurted out as he picked up. Chiaki, Ozu, and Sagawa turned to look at him as one. Well, what were you thinking, faking your death like that? Even if we could fill those papers and postpone repayment, all it would do is delay the inevitable. Still, I'd still be up to my ears in debt. So I thought if I made it look like I was dead. Norika let an exasperated sigh. Well, everyone knows you're still alive. So your little attempt to subterfuge didn't even wind up buying you time. What? Toyama's hysterical squeak was painful to hear. All right, listen up, Minorikawa said. If it's the debt you worry about, you'll be able to pay that back real soon. What do you mean? I've laid in a huge scoop. You could do a print of 1 million copies and still sell it if we can run it as an article. Toyama perked right up. Wait, you really mean it? I'll give you all the details. Just get your butt back here. But aren't those loan sharks there at the office right now? Fine, then I'll come to you. Tell me where you are. The two thugs crowded near, a predatory gleam in their eyes, and Minorikawa had a flash of inspiration. Got it, he said quickly before Toyama could respond. Miyashita Park. I'm on my way. Don't go anywhere. Ozu and Sagawa grinned to one another, then bolted out the door. Minorikawa said as their footsteps receded. Those guys took the bait. I sent them to Miyashita Park. He allowed himself to cocksure and grin. Right then. So where are you really, Toyama? You imbecile! I am at Miyashita Park! What? Minorikawa fought the urge to pull his hair out. What the hell are you doing someplace like that? Why the hell did you tell him Miyashita Park? I thought it would be a clever ruse. Well, it wasn't. There's no time to be fighting, Chiaki butted in. Fucking wow. Yeah, you're right, Minorikawa scowled. Anyway, Toyama, these guys are headed your way. We need you to get out of there and go find some place we could talk. I can meet you there. Right, okay. They need a place safe and public where they could speak freely. Some place where the staff wouldn't be overly noisy. Oh my lord. Nothing suitable came to mind. Probably Toyama should decide. You got any suggestions, Toyama said? Let's see. There's a bar in Katayama I drop by a lot. How about there? Yeah, that would be fine. Okay, so start heading by north from South Shibuya Station. Let's Toyama decide. Yes! Turn left there and then head about 100 meters from there. Take a right. Along the way, there will be a side street that branches off into a diagonal. Go down there and take a right at the second intersection, then head down the street there. Oh my god, what the... And, okay, this is getting way too complicated. Forget it, I'll pick a place. He quickly described the location. Okay. Cafe Lautrec. Got it. Fuck, wow, okay. I have no more bits. I mean, bits for now, though. It's okay, Thunderbird. Don't worry about it. Chiaki, how's that copy coming along? Well, almost done. Just a little more, I think. All right, bring your computer and come with me. I'll read over what you got so far. Norikawa waited as Chiaki got ready to head to the cafe. As he were heading out of the office, however, someone else opened the door. Ozawa, you've got 14 minutes and 50 seconds left to send press. Who the fuck is this? 56, 55. Who are you? Who? A slender man with a gaudy necktie entered the room and sat down at the nearest desk, staring fixedly at his pocket watch. Minorikawa narrowed his eyes dubiously. Who the hell are you? Always make sure to show up 15 minutes ahead of the appointed time. That's just common decency. The man gave no indication he even heard Minorikawa's question. I suppose I can wait here, he continued, just for another 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Mr. Mino, is this guy talking about our submission? Oh, fuck. Oh, another hot guy. I mean, who is this? Chiaki stared doubtfully at the newcomer. Hey, you, Norikawa asked. Are you from the printer? But the man did not reply. Don't ignore me. Are you from the printer? Still, the man remained silent. Norikawa was furious. Look, cut the crap, he roared. In response, the man quietly reached into his suit pocket and pulled out his business card. My name is not Hey You. He handed the card to Norikawa. It read, Chipo Nippon Printing Co. Ltd. Sales Department Division Number 1, Koichiro Katayama. I'm Koichiro Katayama, newly assigned to Hubble Publishing. A pleasure to meet you. My predecessor is in the hospital due to a car accident. Oh, single. Thank you for telling me that. Oh, oopsie daisy. He should make a complete recovery in about 2 months. Over that small of an accident? Well, what are you doing here, Katayama? Norikawa asked. I thought we had until 8 o'clock to complete the proofreading. 8 o'clock? Surely you must be joking. Our company's proofreading deadline is 5:30. Katayama stared fixedly back at Norikawa. Now that had to be a joke. I heard from the editor-in-chief that it was 8 o'clock. I take that to me, and then you don't have any copy for us. It's not like we don't have him, Norikawa said. It's just not finished yet. Just hold on until 8. Katayama raised an eyebrow. No. Publisher and printer need to work in concert. Perhaps my predecessor was the sort to delay the proofreading deadline owing to your circumstances here. But now that I'm in charge, I do not make exceptions. The proofreading deadline is 5:30 sharp, and I intend to keep it that way. And while we've been having this discussion, you're down to 12 minutes and 32 seconds. Katayama held out his pocket watch as if to emphasize his point. Minori finger points he could rival Phoenix Wright's. I know, right? Holy shit. That's ridiculous, Norikawa exclaimed. Just who the hell do you think you are? You guys are going to be printing a paper that I wrote. Do you even know how lucky that makes you? Just wait, okay? Just give us until we're done. Until you're done. And when that might be, I wonder? Katayama's tone was dubious. I said until we're done, Norikawa snapped, and I mean till we're done. Katayama thought for a moment and then nodded. Very well. Then I shall wait. Until you're done. Really? Katayama gave another slight nod. You've got 10 minutes and 46 seconds left. Hey! As soon as I leave here, that's when you'll be done, you see. Katayama's face was a mask of cool nonchalance. You son of a bitch! Don't get all high and mighty just because you work for a printer. High and mighty? I'd say it's the people on the publishing side of things that act high and mighty. Whatever high-minded claims you make without us, you have nothing to put on the store shelves. Forgetting that and bitterly ignoring the proofreading deadline makes for more work on our end. Just what are you getting at, I wonder? Now it's 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Norikawa grounded his teeth so hard he could hear it. His usual tactics were useless here. Katayama was too unflappable to be browbeaten. If he backed down now, though, it was game over. 10 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. I realized there was little point, but I'll wait until the designated time. That's just common decency. Katayama's pet phrase. Yeah, what the fuck? Katayama's eyes were once again locked on his pocket watch. It was no use. Norikawa couldn't find a way to talk this guy around. Chiaki held her hand up. May I say something? Chiaki, to the rescue? Is it also common decency to not to break a promise once it's been made? If you're referring to the 8 o'clock deadline, I was not the one who promised that. Maybe not, but I believe your predecessor's responsibilities become your responsibilities. Fucking Chiaki! Hell yeah. Katayama crossed his arms and gave her a bemused look. What's your name, miss? Chiaki, she said bashfully. Chiaki Iso. The printer's expression brightened visibly. Good. That timid hesitation of yours is just splendid. You have none of the arrogance this so typical among publishers. Huh? Chiaki was taken up, rather aback. In deference to your polite demeanor, I shall wait until 7 o'clock. That is the latest I can possibly allow. My girl to the rescue! Hell yeah! Alright, Norikawa shouted practically in Katayama's face. We can agree to those terms. No, I wasn't talking to you. We got terms of our own. Katayama reeled ever so slightly. I'm not sure you're in any position to set terms here. Just shut up and listen. From here on out, you're coming with us. What? Why? We're going to finish up our copy on site, then burn the data onto CDs and hand over to you there. That's why. Katayama let a sigh of resignation. Oh, very well. I suppose I'd simply be waiting here anyway. Minorikawa pumped his fist in victory. Alright, Chiaki, go and copy the DDP data we've got so far into your computer. Sure thing, Mr. Mino. Easy. Chiaki quickly set about copying the data from the editing department's desktop. Okay, done. Then let's go. With the others in tow, Minorikawa headed for the cafe where Toyama would be waiting. Oh boy. They reached Cafe La Truck without incident. Minorikawa promptly spotted the publisher. Over here, Toyama hissed, eyeing his surroundings with obvious unease. Hana sat by his side, sullenly sipping on some juice. The waitress came over as Minorikawa joined them. May I take your order, she asked. Hey, water. Just water, sir? Fine, make it a double. Ugh. Exasperated, the waitress headed back to the kitchen. There's the other guy. Right there. Get wrecked, boy! Toyama looked over at Katayama. Who's this guy? I'm Kyoichiro Katayama from Cho Nippon Printing. Katayama presented his business card. Toyama turned to Minorikawa with a quizzical look. What's on for the printer doing with you? I'll explain later. There's no time for that right now, Minorikawa replied. First, I need you to answer some questions. Does the name Kenji Osawa ring any bells? Osawa? Toyama closed his eyes in thought. He heads up a laboratory in Okishi Pharmaceutical. You ran a piece on him in the first ever issue of 4-Star General Gossip. Toyama's face lit up with recognition. Ah yes, that political marriage piece. Yeah, that one. Do you remember the details from that article? Of course. Who do you think I am? As someone who recently sir, I empathize with that girl's pain. Who been a server? Okay, who been a server? I empathize with that girl's pain. Yeah, it sucks being a waitress. You don't get paid enough for it. You rely heavily on tips, and some people don't tip you that well. Toyama puffed himself up proudly. I used to be a local news copy editor for the Central Times. Oh, the Central Times. I've got the details for all the stuff I've ever covered here in my head. In that case, do you know who Kenji Osawa's wife was dating before they got married? Toyama blinked his eyes vacantly. Hey, what's the matter? Minorikawa asked. This is a pretty tough pop quiz you're giving me. Surprise, kids! It's time for a science quiz. What colors odorous gas lighter than and air used for consumer municipal gas applications? Also uses marsh gas or swamp gas. Okay. I wanna guess. I don't know. Who wanna, where's Will? Where's Will? Where's the science people at? I'm guessing methamphetamines, you know? Methane, hell yeah, I was fucking right. Cut the crap, man. You just said you have all the details inside your head. Oh, they're all in there, right? They're just not coming out. Minorikawa slumped. Mr. Toyama, please, whether or not you'll be able to pay off your debts depends on your memory here. Hearing this, Hana cast a cold glare up at father. Alright. I can remember, or I can at least try. Toyama folded his arms and hummed to himself, his gaze turned inward. So, I feel like it was a really common name. Sato, Chiaki chirped. Yamada. Was either one of those? They're pretty common names. Toyama shook his head. Tanaka. No, not that. What? The remains of the individual discovered within the minivan itself, who has since been identified as pharmaceutical company executive Mamoru Tanaka. Mamoru Tanaka? Toyama turned around to look at the TV. Did I pick his last name by accident? No. What the fuck? Okay. An image of the victim's face appeared on the screen. Hana has no eyebrows. What? The publisher blurted out, nearly falling out of his seat. That's it. It was him. Right there. Mamoru Tanaka. That's what I said. Tanaka! Toyama pointed excitedly at the TV screen. That's who Kenji Osawa's wife was dating before they got married. Mamoru Tanaka. Minorikawa felt himself getting goosebumps. The victim had the terrorist bombing in Shibuya Station was also linked to the researcher who was key to a terrorist viral scare. Hana has no eyelashes. I don't think she has a soul. His reporter's hunch was now a certainty. Right now, Shibuya was at the center of some massive conspiracy. This went far beyond even a major scoop. He said Tanaka, and then he says it's him. Much drama, yeah. Much drama, much wow. Mr. Toyama, we need to make sure that next month's issue hits shelves. What the fuck is that thing? Ew, what is that? Called up Kenji Osawa to let him know. Okay. Okay, we need to go to Osawa real quick. How do I exit? No. Have to. Okay. There we go. Let's go to Osawa. How to save Maria. That's a cherry Chrissy? Okay, I wasn't sure. I don't even like cherry, so bleh. It's candy cherry? Bleh. Ew. The rain won't let up. The sound is growing louder and louder inside my head. It is the sound of regret spattering against my heart. My emotions surge like a terrible storm within me. I never wished for this. Never expected my heart to be dragged so far beyond my control. We can't save Maria. We can't save Maria. We can't save Maria. Words stormed through Osawa's mind in a relentless cacophony. He called up images of the bodies from the human testing trials on his computer monitor. He couldn't help but imagine his daughter in the same gruesome states. My God, in a few more hours, Maria would begin hemorrhaging blood and die just like the people in these pictures had. We can't save Maria. We can't save Maria. We can't save Maria. He couldn't shake the words or the reality from his mind. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Sawa began pounding his fist fiercely on the desktop. Sir, what are you doing? Karjura tried to intervene, but he kept on pounding away. Fuck! Oh my God, can this music chill? It's chilling, thank God. When he finally ceased, the pain of his repeated impacts lingered in his hand. My research was never about any sincere desire to help people, and now I'm paying the price for that. The one time it finally matters, I can't even save my own daughter. Mr. Osawa, Karajura set a hand on his shoulder. You can always blame yourself later, but for now, think again, good and hard. Is there really no other way to save Maria? Nothing else we could try? Osawa shook his head. The only means we had left was using Tanaka's password to unlock the doors, and now Tanaka's dead. There's no other way. But Hitomi's blood. Is there a possibility that Mr. Tanaka told someone else's password? This was something Osawa hadn't considered. Was there anyone Tanaka might have shared his password with? Only one person came to mind. Well, yes. There may be someone. You're referring to I, sir? Karjura cast his eyes down. You figured that out then? Yes. Back during the commotion over that listening device. A necktie clip isn't typically the sort of present one gives to one's husband's coworker. And yet, although some might consider it somewhat inappropriate, Mr. Tanaka was wearing it like as if it was a matter of course. Which implies something about their relationship. Karjura's voice trailed off. He had coughed apologetically and tried again. I realize it's an awkward situation, sir, but please check with your wife. Even if I does happen to know the password, it does us no good if Maria gets quarantined someplace we can't reach her. I understand, Mr. Osawa. I'll bring Maria to you then. I'll do whatever in my power to make that happen. Here's some bananas. The detective then produced a bunch of bananas from his pocket. These are all leftover. You're more than welcome to them, sir. Despite his gentle smile, the rest of his face was firm with resolve. You said you didn't care whether other people understood you, but didn't you, Mr. Osawa? Is that neck clip that personal? I mean, yeah, I would think so. The dude could be like whispering little nothings into that listening device. And considering he put it on his tie, yeah, I mean, Osawa nodded guardedly. At the risk of being presumptuous, sir, I understand you, Kajora said. I used to be quite the workaholic myself. You're just like me, innocent and awkward. Calling yourself innocent, huh? How modest of you. Osawa let out a sardonic chuckle, and after a moment, Kajora joined in. Yeah, those are a lot of bananas, guys. A lot of bananas that man just was having in his pocket. The next time I see you, Mr. Osawa, I'll have Maria with me. The detective gave a slight bow, then left the study, a look of determination on his face. Osawa watched him go with admiration. No matter what trouble arose, the man always looked for something he could do. He was really a fellow who knew how to hang tough. Compared to that, I'm just... Osawa couldn't even articulate his own self-disgust. And asking I about the past would also mean inquiring into a relationship with Tanaka. The prospect was daunting. Venturing into the emotional territory of another person was his weakest suit. How deep does his pocket go? Very deep. I'm assuming this is where we get to keep out. Oh. He left his study, but somehow found himself making his way into Maria's room, not Ai's. He realized that he hadn't been to his daughter's room since a certain rainy day years before. Oh, when he smacked her. Now that he stepped quietly inside, he saw Maria's world laid out before him. A small photo was set atop her neat and tidy desk. It was a close-up of someone's hands doing a cat's cradle. Whose hands were they? From a skin tone, they didn't appear to be Maria's. Further down the rabbit hole, yep. Or farther than the rabbit hole. Several more photographs were pinned to a corkboard that hung on the wall. There were snapshots of people and townscapes of the Middle East. One glance at them, and Osawa felt like he was back there for a moment. Baby getting food. Okay, baby. Okay. The images weren't necessarily aesthetically pleasing, but they all looked like they had been taken by a professional. When he spied the last photo on the corkboard, however, he was certain that Maria had taken all of them. Damn. Looking fashionable, looking sassy, girl. Yes, turn, yes. Last picture was of Osawa himself. He was facing the camera, holding some luggage and flashing an awkward smile. It was a comical, affectionate image. That's a cute picture. He never known that photography was one of his daughter's hobbies. No, this one went beyond a mere hobby. Did she perhaps aspire to be a professional photographer one day? Work it, girl! She certainly had the aptitude for it from the look of things. Maria, a photographer. As he mulled over the idea, Osawa felt his chest tighten. Right now, it looked like Maria's hopes and dreams were about to be snuffed out. Her future consisted of bleeding to death a few short hours from now. Those pins are very close to the edge of the photos, and they make me nervous. Why? Osawa stared vacantly out the window. The view from Maria's room remained unchanged from so long ago. Again, that rainy day crept back into his mind, as vivid as the present. Gotta live on the edge, baby. On that day, Osawa was dealing with some pressing business from work. He ensconced himself in his study, wrestling with some paperwork, when Hitomi barged in, looking distraught. Maria's gone! Sensing that Hitomi was legitimately alarmed, Osawa hurried to Maria's room. Because one wrong gust of wind and those fuckers will tear. Oh yeah, true. He found a letter she left atop her writing desk. Dad, you only care about Hitomi. You're always working and never do anything with me, so I'm running away. A few hours earlier, he'd canceled their weekend trip to the amusement park. He wasn't going to be able to get his work done in time. Hitomi had resigned herself readily enough, but Maria just couldn't accept it. She'd been looking forward to it for so long. She railed at him. How many times now had he broken one of his promises to her? Hitomi understands why we can't go, so why can't you do the same? The cold rebuke had ended her complaining, but it was clear she still didn't accept the situation. Now, Hitomi helped him look around, but they found nothing missing from Maria's room. Despite her assertion that she was running away, then, it seemed like there was no point in being overly concerned. Maybe she's at the park she always goes to? Hitomi looked worried. The park was roughly a 25-minute walk from the house. It'd only take about an hour for Osawa to get to her and bring her home. But an hour was more than he could afford to spare right now. Dad, I think she's waiting for you to go after her. Osawa didn't need Hitomi to tell him that. He knew it well enough that was what galled him so much about the situation. Why did she have to pull something like this precisely when his work was at its busiest? To see if you cared more about your work or over her? He'd done everything he could as a father since his wife had passed away. Why couldn't his daughter see that? It's all right. Your sister will come back. The rain was coming down pretty hard outside the window. Do you think she bought an umbrella? Hitomi asked anxiously. I don't know, but with the rain like this, she'll come back home soon enough. He spoke with the words for himself as much as for Hitomi. Then he headed back to his study and got back to work. But several hours went by and still Maria did not return. The rain had gotten even more intense to the point where Osawa could hear it in his study. He was so concerned about his missing girl that he couldn't focus on his work, but he stubbornly refused to give in and go search for her. Several more hours passed. At last, Maria appeared at the front door, soaking wet. Osawa met her silently in the entryway. Wet strands of hair clung to the girl's forehead as she looked up at her father with a bitter glare. You don't care what happens to me, do you? Then smack! Immediately, Osawa smacked her across the cheek with the flat of his hand. It was the first time in his life he'd ever struck anyone. Yeah, look, oh my god, 7.5 hours! He hadn't known such a violent impulse could exist inside him. Wow, bitch. Abusive much? Mia stood there, her hand pressed to her cheek. Tears welled up in her eyes. She began to tremble. On her lip was a small bead of blood. A flood of guilt and regret rose up inside Osawa as if he had just shattered some intricate piece of glasswork. How could I do such a thing? He clenched his shameful hand into a fist. And in that moment, he was afraid of Maria, afraid that his daughter could bring such raw emotion out of him and make him do something so thoughtless. But even more, he was afraid of how stunted he was as a human being. Was someone like him really fit to be a parent? No. What kind of future could Maria Hitomi hope for with a father like him? And then you married a bitch! That was why he married Ai, as Mikino had proposed. Having a mother, he decided would help keep his family together, despite their sad excuse for a father. But in doing so, Osawa had dug a psychological ditch between himself and his daughters. Didn't he? No, he hit him with the palm. This palm, boom. A deep ditch so that he could keep his daughters from being hurt. So that he wouldn't hurt himself. Fucking deep shit, man. Deep as that ditch. Now Osawa was staring across that ditch, wondering if it was too wide to leap. He thought back to his earlier exchange with Kajiwara. If you get angry, you show it. If you get sad, you show it. It's human nature to let other people know how we're feeling after all. But what if doing that hurts the other person? That's when you apologize, sir. Yes, that was right. He needed to apologize to me for what he'd done that day. It still wasn't too late. It's never too late. When it comes to family, there's no such thing as game over. Oh, goddamn. He recalled Pretty Honey's words. He needed to apologize to Maria, and so he needed to ask Ai for that password. Osawa was going to have to face his wife. Oh shit. Keep out, motherfuckers. Okay, time to go back to Minorikawa. Get this keep out of the way. Girl, sometimes I hate my family. Yeah, I know that feel. Osawa's phone rang and Minorikawa's phone number displayed on the LCD display. The reporter must have finished looking into the matter Osawa had asked about. Mr. Osawa, sorry to keep you waiting. How'd it go? Well, I looked into the background of that story you asked me about, and I learned who it was your wife was dating. Who was it? Osawa asked immediately. There was a brief pause. Mamoru Tanaka. I see. Finally had proof positive of a relationship between I and Tanaka. Now, more than ever, it was no time to waver. No matter how painful the reality was, it was also true that if they hadn't been dating, there would probably be no way of saving Maria. So Minorikawa said, what was this big dripping thing about disrupting the power balance of the world all about? There's something I need to take care of on my end first. Once I'm finished, I'll tell you everything. Yeah, that's fine. Things are pretty hectic on my end right now anyway. Osawa had expected Minorikawa to put up more of a fight. He figured a reporter for 4-star general gossip would be a bit more persistent. Oh, by the way, there was one other thing I wanted to tell you, Mr. Osawa. Osawa could practically sense the finger pointing his way from the other end of the line. We have to go back as Minorikawa soon, so we can just see that happening. Don't be too angry with your wife. All too often in this world, people let their anger get in the way of solving their problems. You may have a point. Osawa let out a wise chuckle. All right, then. I'll call you back later. Don't get mad at your wife. Okay. Next thing you know, what the fuck, bitch? Osawa found Ai standing by herself in the yard. She kept her back to him as he approached. May I have a moment? He asked quietly. What? Still, she didn't bother to turn around. There's something important I need to talk to you about. I'm not in the mood right now. Please, I realize you're upset about Tanaka's death, but at the mention of Tanaka's name, I slowly shook her head. Don't. Just tell me what you want. Hurry up and get to the point. Osawa tried to move close to her, but she pointedly kept her distance. There was something Osawa needed to hear for himself before this went any further. Were you in love with Tanaka? What are you talking about? Osawa frowned. Why did you marry me? He asked. You've got to be kidding. This is the point of discussion you wanted to have? Did you ever love me? I let out a joyless chuckle. Love? I may even hear that word leave your lips. There was a note of challenge in her voice. Let me ask you the same question. Did you ever love me? To be honest, I married you because I thought my daughters needed a mother. Wow, I let out a wary sigh. Some of the combative tension left her shoulders. That is really honest. That really is honest, she said. Damn! We're with the uptime, yep. 7 hours and 36 minutes. So I guess I should be honest too. I married you because my father asked me to. He wanted to chain you down so you didn't leave for some other company. Cold-blooded. Fucking yeah, man. And you were okay with marrying someone for something like that? For something like that, you really have no idea how much you're worth, do you? The value of one woman's life versus the potential profits your research would bring in? There's no comparing the two. If that meant Okashi Pharmaceutical could monopolize your talents, then what did it even matter with what I wanted for myself? There was something akin to desperation in Ai's words. And so you sent me those threatening emails too? What? I looked at him in shock. He knew he guessed correctly. You would go that far just to keep me tied to your father's business. That's right. I would. I bit down on her lip hard. But what would you even know about how I feel? I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I shook her head vehemently. I'm not the victim here. You say that, but isn't it because of me that you and Tanaka weren't able to stay together? I began to tremble. Her secret was out. When did you figure that out? Oh, when did you figure it out, she asked. Earlier today. That tie clip. Right. Not the sort of gift one gives to one's husband's coworker, is it? If it was a listening device. Ai's smile was bitter with self-deprecation. Osawa couldn't help but pity her. Damn, this is getting really serious. Fuck yeah, it is, dude. Even Tanaka must have suspected that she placed the company's profit above all else. If she go to such lengths to protect its interests. It was like she'd given up her entire life just for that. GG. Well, aren't you angry? Osawa just shook his head. Oh, she said. Aren't you angry? Sawa just shook his head. Could you tell me just one more thing, though, he asked. Did Tanaka ever tell you what his lab password was? His password? I need it to get the antiviral out of the lab. I flinched at the suggestion. To get it out? What are you thinking? That belongs to the company. I just need one dose to save Maria. Please. If you know, please tell me. I don't know it. Ai's voice was barely a whisper. Osawa looked his wife right in the eye. You're telling the truth. I am. I see. Then, do you have any idea what number he might have used for a password? Ai shook her head silently, then turned her back to her husband once more. Tanaka hadn't given Ai his password. Osawa's last chance had gone up in smoke. He let out a long, shaky breath and shut his eyes tight. Was it the truth? Was there nothing more he could do? Well, fuck! Are you serious? No! Fuck off, you sons of bitches! Fuck! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Punch her! Fuck you! Keep out. Yeah, we got to keep going with this motherfucker. Punch her with the fits of rage. She's not the enemy here. She actually doesn't know it. The man didn't seem terribly surprised. Probably he had his suspicions all along. Osawa told him that there was something he needed to do before he was ready to give details on the big scoop, but that he would call him back later. In the meantime, Norikawa knew he had his hands full getting the current issue of the gossip wrapped up for the 7 o'clock deadline. He sat his fingers down on the table. Alright, emergency editing meeting right here, he announced. We need to get the lead in on the Shibuya terrorist bombing in the next issue. The article about the twins winning the beauty contest can be dropped for that. We'll use the info from Kenji Osawa as our basis for a big scoop in the issue after that. Mr. Toriyama, any problems with that? No, that should be fine. But what about the remaining pages for next month's issue? Norikawa opened the file on his computer. The layout build of the TDP came up on the monitor. The report on the Burning Hills Hammer sales demo. The surveillance camera opinion piece. The interview with Orai. Those are finished. The copy already incorporated into the layout. Once Chiaki's tree interview piece was loaded in, that one could be checked off as well. Chiaki, how's your copy coming along? I'm sorry, I just need a bit longer. The writing seemed to be giving her a fair bit of trouble. The article on SOS was still a placeholder in the layout, and Norikawa hadn't even got any material for that, putting it even further behind than Chiaki's tree interviews. Still, he at least learned where Shibuya's legendary street gang made their hangout. He just had to take the risk of dropping on them unannounced to ambush them with some interview questions. And then there was a lead-in for Shibuya bombing. That wasn't even in the layout yet. It was a completely blank slate. Against all odds, they were going to need to put that article together from nothing within just an hour and change. It was an impossible amount of work just for him and Chiaki to do. Well. And how are things coming along? Katayama rose and came closer, trying to peer at the monitor. Norikawa hurried to cover the screen. Don't look. If the printer rep saw all the blank pages, he might decide to stop waiting. Would you mind telling me roughly what percent of the total you have completed so far? What percent? Come off it, man. We're at 100%. If you're 100% done, that implies you're all finished. Could I please have the data then? No. I'm saying our willpower is at 100%. I'm not even going to pretend I understand what you mean by that. Shaking his head, Katayama sat back down in his chair. Norikawa, Toyama asked, his expression uneasy. So I know I asked before, but why is someone from the printer here again? Katayama promptly chimed in. The long and short of it is that your proofreading deadline has been changed to 7 o'clock, he said. What? But that's impossible. Who's doing the lead-in for the Shibuya bombing? Toyama eyed Norikawa, then Chiaki both stared non-committedly. Then it really is impossible. We'll never be able to make that deadline. We don't have enough people. No, we do have enough. Norikawa thrust out his finger. Mr. Toriyama, you're going to write that one and handle the layout. What? Heaven Publishing is your company. Won't you step up in order to protect it? Toyama hung his head. Even if I headed to the scene right now, I'm sure the other outlets have already gotten their coverage. I won't be able to find anything new to write about. What? Oh, God. Katayama's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And so you're just going to give up? A moment later, Toyama was on the floor, Minori Kawa glaring down at him. You've always said you wanted to tell the world about the things the mass media can't or won't write about. So what the hell difference does it make if they're gotten the sound bites thereafter? Minori Kawa's voice was raw with emotion. Don't you dare give up. Not that easily. Get your ass out there. Find something that only you can write about. Minori Kawa. Toyama began to object, then he glanced over at Hana. Yeah, he's kind of right, Dad. Stop being a useless piece of shit and actually do something. FMV punch, yes. There was an imploring look in her eyes as well. I get what you're saying, Toriyama grumbled. But still, you're expecting a lot. But then, despite his words, he flashed a broad grin. Yeah. Minori Kawa let out a quiet chuckle. And it's got you all fired up. Yeah, I'm fired up, alright. Toyama's face shone with resolve Minori Kawa hadn't seen in a long time. There we go, that's the Toyama I know. Her eyes just said what you said. Exactly, you know? I'm really sorry. Now I see the huge burn I put on you. But damn it, it's gonna be alright. Getting to his feet, Toyama took his daughter by the hand and strode boldly out of the cafe, looking like a changed man. Minori Kawa watched them go, glad the dithering was over. Thank fucking God. Even if Toyama was still in his prime, he'd be cutting it close to do the article in an hour. But he would pull through somehow. When it came to taking care of Hana, the man would rise to the occasion again and again. Watch out for those loan sharks, you're right, E-Man. Holy fuck, we forgot about them. Farther and Dario disappeared into the crowd hand in hand. Okay, now we need to do something. Minori Kawa shook himself out of his reverie. All right, he cried. Despite the clear blue sky, an unexpected gust of wind blew across his cheeks. Come on, guys, we gotta get going too. These things might look grim, but he wasn't going to give up until the bitter end. It was time to head to the SOS hangout, Inferno. The three ran along and hard after leaving the cafe. If the proofreading deadline was 7 o'clock, they needed to finish up the SOS by 6:30 at the latest. Fuck! Oh god, this game's gonna go on until 7 o'clock. The gang I was wrong, I guess. The gang's hangout was in Urash Harajuku. Running all the way there on foot was going to eat too much into their time. Fuck! Why did we punch sense into him early? I don't know. Why didn't we? I don't know. We didn't think about it. But the traffic is at a near standstill for some reason. There wasn't a taxi in sight. There's one right there. There's two of them actually. Katayama called out panting. Just take a look at the road. With this traffic, there's no point in hailing a cab. Even Minori Kawa is feeling the time pressure now. We're just gonna have to keep running until the road's clear. What? Katayama wailed. Stop your whining. Just keep quiet and stick with me. He finally got Toyama to find his willpower again. Next month's issue would come out on time, and no way was some printer guy going to mess that up now. But the traffic showed no signs of abating. Catching a cab wasn't going to be an option. Finding an ever louder echo of despair, Minori Kawa kept up his desperate headlong rush. Still, there were limits to how far the mind could push the body before exhaustion set in. Eek! No! Fuck! Ah, well, she's dead. Oh, fuck! As they were running across a pedestrian overpass, Chiaki slipped and took a nasty fall. She skidded her knee hard enough to draw blood. Hey, you, Minori Kawa snapped at Katayama. Don't just stand there. Help the poor girl already. Katayama scurried over to Chiaki. I'm sorry, Mr. Mino. Chiaki's face bubbled with suppressed tears. Maybe it was cool to make her run with the computer all the way to her Harajuku. That's barely a scrape. Get up. Injured? Ouch. The bitch botched. She botched, man. But the copy for her interview still need to be looked over. They couldn't just leave her here. Minori Kawa hesitated undecided. Even at a full run, they wouldn't make it in time. And with traffic the way it was, there was nothing they could do. You now have... Katayama consulted his pocket watch. Exactly 1 hour remaining. Damn it, Minori Kawa raged. What do we do? Relentless, the clock ticked on. Oh, God. To be continued, motherfuckers. No, you ain't. What? It goes into the next hour? I thought we were done here. Damn, I was fucking wrong. Okay. Never mind. Alright. Well, I'm an idiot. There was a jump here. There was a jump here. We couldn't do the jump, right? No, we couldn't do the jump. I have food now. Welcome back, Hawk. Shit. Can we... No, fuck. What the fuck? Okay. I have 2. Looks like we're fucking finishing this game. Who do you think I am? Bitch. No, we did this one already. Who do you think I motherfucking am? Keep out. Keep out? Who else am I going to jump to? Wait, what? Huh? You can't be fucking serious. Keep out. I'm trying to think here, motherfuckers. No, Kenjo-sao, we already did him. Can we jump to him again to get new information? I don't fucking know. Chris, I'm fucking finishing this goddamn game. As a student, Chrissy will stay up through in the morning to beat this game if she has to. Fucking exactly. But I will just go back there, okay? Oh, okay, what the fuck? I think this game is fucking with us. Is this game fucking with us? I think it's fucking with us. Okay, F2. I think I need to look up a guide. Let's do that, folks.